Thank you, Frank, for the introduction. Thank everybody for drawing you a bit the picture of what is the Business Service Center, how important it is for SIG, how we got there. I think it's now my turn to open a bit the box and to show you, especially to our guests from the media, from the local business environment, what is actually the Business Service Center, that it is so important for SIG, that it was so hard to create, what is actually doing, what's going to be going on in this center. And actually, the right answer, it's a lot of stuff, really a lot of stuff. It will start unfolding in this slide. But we are going to offer, and already we are offering, to some extent, a very wide range of services for internal and external customers. Now we have a couple of regular ones, like finance. Most of the companies setting up centers are doing finance out of that center. And we are also doing invoice verification, accounting, treasury, reporting, all that stuff. Another regular suspect is IT. We are already built up an IT team here, which is going to expand, offering service desk for internal users all across Europe in terms of IT support, but also some higher end functions like servers, network infrastructure, Salesforce. We are going to deliver HR services. There are a couple of HR shared service centers in the town. This is a function that, let's say, more and more it is suitable to be put in business service centers or shared service centers. For the European organization, we are going to perform one of the really core processes. We are building something which we are calling Customer Support Center. Customer Support Center that will have inside an order center, business operations, which is going to be structured as front office, back office, service support, preprints. Very, very important touch point for SIG's customers across Europe. And on top of that, we are going to do a lot of other things: communications, legal, marketing, sales, supply chain, business intelligence. Really everything is on the table. I think because during yesterday we had a meeting with the European board here in Cluj, and I got a question, what makes us different from other shared service centers or business service centers in Cluj? I think the variety of scope is making a difference. It's really very complex, and it's not built over time. It's really, from the beginning, we aim very high and try to deliver this huge complexity of services out of our center. And you see I have connected them. It's not an org chart, but there is a connection between all of these functions. They are business functions, and they have an interaction, a certain interaction between them. But they are fairly, let's say, also fairly independent. You need different type of skill sets to perform these jobs, and normally they are kind of independent. But in the center we are building, we want them connected, and they are going to be connected by the people performing them. In all of these functions, we hope and we know that we are going to have the same level of commitment. We are going to have the same level of passion from our guys. We are going to have people sharing the same working environment, and therefore they can share the ideas, and therefore they can work together, even if normally it's not that much interaction between, I don't know, a marketing guy and a finance guy. We are going to try to look for the people that work together. We are putting all this diversity of function under one roof, and we are creating a melting pot, hopefully bringing a lot of innovation and and new ideas into the SIG world. So this is our scope. This is what we want to do out of the Business Services Center. In order to do all this stuff, we need, first, we looked and we built up a location. You need a place, you need a home for this kind of a center. It's a very nice location. I'm being told, because I'm too new in the company, that it's one of the nicest in SIG currently, and maybe some of other locations will develop in a very similar way. My colleagues in this business in Cluj know that this is a kind of a standard in the city in order to attract your talents and to keep them. Also, to create this kind of collaborative spaces of work in order to enable all the creativity of the people we employ. I will not stay too much on the location itself. As I mentioned at the beginning, for all of you who did not have the chance to see it, we are going to organize office tours at the end of these presentations. I'm going to be held by my colleague Adina, and we are going to present you our office concept. The partners who helped us build it, COS, are also here in the room. I think we've done a magnificent project together, and I want to thank them for that. And of course, we are going to be able to elaborate during the tours some more about the location, again, for the ones who haven't seen it. But the location is just a space, it's an empty flow. And then we are going back to the people and to the statement of Mr. Shurubaru. It's a tough environment, it's a war for talent, if you call it. So we need to find a way in order to attract and keep the talents that we need in order to achieve our goal. Now, probably the next session is going to be mostly interesting for the HR people in the city and for other service leaders, like what do you do, what is your proposal in order to attract the people in Cluj? And we are going to be very open with that now. We are going to show you. Because entering this new market as company, we thought, okay, we need to come with a value proposition, with an employee value proposition that makes sense and which is interesting for anybody who's interested to join SIG. Our employee value contribution, it's actually structured in 6 pillars. And I will briefly go through each one of them, not elaborating too much, because each and every one of them, it's like a little stone in a construction. Each and every one is important. We are not considering one more important than the other or one more attractive than the other. The 6 of them are just building a concept, yeah? We are proposing people, young talented people in Cluj to join us and to start a new work experience in an open culture. An open culture is key in order to enable all this talent. As you know, business service centers have a fairly flat structure, not a lot of management layers there, a lot of collaboration, and also a lot of interaction with the rest of the organization. Really, a lot of interaction with the rest of the organization. And that's why we are putting on the table an open culture, when you can speak, you can give feedback, you can receive feedback, you can share your ideas, and communicate with everybody else. Again, we are saying start up a new work experience in an agile organization. Now, this is the beauty of this kind of an operation. It's a local office, but it's very well embedded and connected into the heart of the rest of the company. And in order to make it work, you need to be agile. The times of transactional, statical, standard services, it's gone. It probably was 10 or 15 years. Now, these kind of centers are again melting pots, which very agilely are able to inspire the rest of the organization, get inspiration from the rest of the organization, and progress. Now, even if I said they are all equal, probably the most interesting one, it's the fact that we are proposing to start a working experience in a multifunctional team. Why? Because you saw the complexity of our scope. We believe that could be more interesting instead of being part of a team of 100 people doing the same thing. Maybe it's more interesting of being part of a team of 100 people with 50 different roles and jobs. Because it's really multifunctional. It's a lot of things that normally if you graduated a specialty or you have a bit of experience in finance or I don't know, in HR, you're not having interaction with marketing or some other functions. So this multifunctionality and the collaboration between roles, very, very different. We think it's an enabler for our people to develop, and we think they might find this interesting. Of course, we are offering and asking for customer commitment. This is not that different, of course, but the visibility that the center has in SIG and for external customers is incredibly important. So customer commitment will always be ground zero for everything that we develop. And here again, we are considering internal customers, other people in the SIG family, as well as external customers. Start up a new work experience in a learning environment that's also, let's say, reasonably well spread across these kind of operations. Some of the roles we have, sometimes they are junior or more junior. We grow them. We try to invest a lot in our people, training, cross-training, and so on, developing them. So the journey, it's a nice journey together with us. It's not just our company benefiting from their whatever they know how to do. So the learning part is very, very important. And last but not least, we are set up a new work experience in our growing company. Now you saw the details provided by Marco and by Samuel. We are a growing company, so when you're a young guy in Cluj and you want to apply for a job, you're also probably interested. Is it a company doing okay? Is it a company that's struggling? Maybe they come here just because they couldn't do business somewhere else or whatever. It's not really the case. It's really not the case. This is an initiative done in a company which is actually continuously growing. So our value proposition is it's a safe place to work. The company it's good, it's solid, it's growing, and we are here to stay. So these are the 6 pillars on which we are building our value proposition, and on which we are trying to not only attract talent from the market, but of course keep the talents that we already have. Okay, finally the last statement that I have, or the last slide, is we are here and we are very open to talk. You have my contact details, you have Adina's contact details. Adina is our HR manager. We are here in the local community and always interested in a call, in an email, in an exchange of experience with media, with the other partners, with our suppliers, with our customers, because we think communication is key. We are now live on Facebook. We are constructing our career page. We are trying to promote our value proposition online, and not only the value proposition that we are launching today. But we would like not to have only today an event and then you go away, we go away and mind our own business. We are here and really interested and open as personalities, but also as a background. Adina and myself really keen to share ideas, to talk, and to help build a business community here in Cluj, which is helping the city as well as the city is helping us. So that would be my closing message. And I think actually it's the closing of the presentation. So next step would be, because we were talking like an hour, if anybody would have any questions